Nakabenta ki khobor ke baman kasngi subscribe yo Antor News.
Kublai phi baro kini kilong ki khubor bamanta kasngi. Ka sarkar jilla kalarai banwan rano da ka state tourism policy bathmai hadin khatwisnem batrai kam ka policy ka barim. Ya kani ka tourism policy ka bathmu ban ai kamai jakpo basharta ya ki paidbah. Kadai ka bala menjur da ka kinhun menteri ka bala syong jingyalang hine kasngi balang. Habaya kran berkilat pathai khubor Menteri Rangba Konrad Kesangma ula ong baka tourism policy kabarim kadai kabala wanra hausnam arhajar khatway bad namar ki jingkala haka kam jngok kai la snow don kam ban pinjanai bat pinkala ya ka policy katkum ka jinglong jingman ba minta ka jingtmu habat hau ya ka tourism policy ka longru ban pinwandur bad odor bha na ka benta baru ki kam jngok kai hababu ha ka jingmut jingperkhan ya ka jinglong jingman minta ha ka ne ka kam ula ong Menteri Rangba ula benrap basibun ki egi lajia ka kam jengok kai Henry Kim Shamlayat kat kum ka lenti ne ka rukam ka badai namar kata ka ni ka policy ka di ka batmu ban pinwan durbha ya ki kam ki jam kat kum ka jingkwa baka kam jengok kai kan kiu bat ka bala ban pinne pinsa U Konrad ula ong ka policy kan khmi kumno bangin pelong ya ka kam ka ba ai kamai kumno ban pinti kna ya ka jing ai kam ai jam bat ban pinmi ya ki nong seng kam bat ban pinti kna ru baki trai snong kin ya don bentalang habaro ki kam ki jam kumno ki snong kin ya don benta kumno ban pendon kam ya ki kor ki bor ban kentiu ya ka kam jngok kai ha ka lenti ka ba biang bat ru ba kumno kitnat ba pher kin ya trailang Menteri Rangba ong ba kani ka policy ka kren ru halor ka jingsngan bat jong ki nong shangkai perthei ki bawan kai she jilla katkum ka jing ong jong u ka sarkar kan sa ai ki sirnot na ka benta ka homestay khanang bakan pinhe mensim hapdeng ki nong shangkai ki banwan sa hagini ki jaka habakali Menteri Rangba lo ong ba ka thong jong ka sarkar ka long ban kentiu ya ka jingno sinyang jong ki kam jingok kai sha ka GDP jong ka jilla Karkum ka jing ong jong u ka jing sinyang jong ka kam jingok kai ya menta sha ka GDP ka jilla ka long hapo ka 10% halor ka jingbret jakhlia jong ki nong shangkai perthei ha ki jaka shangkai kum ka sora bar ki we ki jaka Menteri Rangba ulo ong bagane ka policy kala product ru halor ka kam ya dei bar ka jingbret jakhlia Upentip baka kyndon kala don persha e ka jingbret jakhlia pathar bar ba kumno ki snong ki thau kin ya don benta halor ka ne ka kam
We had a cabinet meeting this morning, and there were a large number of agendas that were taken up, and some of them were just routine, normal agendas. So allow me to stick to the ones that are more major and important in the sense that they need more discussion. I mean, more clarification to everyone. So today in the cabinet meeting, we had 14 11 agendas were taken up in the cabinet meeting today, and one was the tourism policy of 2023, which was passed today in the cabinet. Second was the Meghalaya state organic and natural farming policy. Third was the printing of advertisement policy. Adopting of the advertisement policy, the Meghalaya advertisement policy 2023. Fourth was the nominations for or approval for the Meghalaya Day Award 2023. Fifth was the Drug Reduction, Elimination and Action Mission, which we are calling DREAM. So these were the major agendas that were taken up. Other items were more or less regarding service rules and some small amendments in different service rules, some words to be changed, so which were very minor in nature. But these were the major points. And out of these, the main ones, of course, were the tourism policy, the organic farming policy, and the Meghalaya advertisement policy, and the DREAM project. So I'd just like to stress a bit on these. Number one, of course, is the tourism policy. 2023. As you're aware, the last tourism policy was made in 2011, and since then the tourism industry and the sector has changed a lot, and hence we felt the need to improve it and adapt it to the current situation. This is a very, very detailed tourism policy where a lot of consultation has been done by the department, and we have come out with this. And we have also policy that we have, the tourism policy that we have created. The idea is really to give a proper shape and structure to the overall tourism sector, keeping in mind the current situation that is there in the overall sector. Now, what we see is that things are happening in tourism. A lot of things are happening, but then this not happening in a systematic and structured manner. And the policy is basically meant to give a complete shape to the entire process in which we want the tourism sector to grow. And therefore, we have realized that we need to look at aspects of, say, for example, sustainability. We are seeing that in many parts of the world where we want sustainable tourism to be there are certain guidelines as to how people can visit or should visit certain locations. So, for example, in the Living Root Bridge, is it good to have 1,000 people standing on the bridge every day, or should it be controlled in some manner? So, therefore, the policy will then define and look into these aspects on how to ensure that the sustainability of these kind of aspects. What I told you is just one part of it, but I'm just giving an example. There's going to be many, many aspects to it. So how do we make it sustainable, and how do we make it a responsible tourism? How do we ensure that employment generation and entrepreneurship is achieved? How do we ensure that the local people are involved in the entire process? How do community participate in this aspect? How will the use of technology be to ensure that we're able to promote tourism in the best manner? And also how the different departments will work together to ensure that at the end we are able to really synergize between the different departments and get the maximum output when it comes to the tourism sector in terms of livelihood and in terms of sustainability and all the other aspects that I have mentioned. So this is what this basic tourism policy looks into. And of course, to achieve these ideas and these goals that we have, certain areas will have to be focused on. So, for example, we need to focus on creating the right infrastructure in many areas. That means rooms, that means roads, that means public facilities and utilities, so on and so forth. We need to also ensure that we're able to create better circuits, and we're able to improve the overall capacity of the people who are involved in the tourism sector. Say, for example, the drivers who are driving the taxis, or the guides who are guiding the tourist. Shouldn't we have a proper training program for them? Should we have a proper mechanism in which they are certified, maybe, and how they should be interacting with the tourist? So these capacity building aspects need to be looked at. We also need to see how we'll promote tourism as a whole, what kind of programs to have, how to do the marketing and branding, how to see that we'll be looking at the safety of tourists, how to ensure that tourists are safe when they come here, how community can participate in this whole thing. So all these aspects are there. For example, we also don't have certifications, we don't have standards. So for example, a particular, say, a homestay, if it's certified by, say, the government of Meghalaya or by the tourism sector, the tourism directorate, it will ensure that it builds up the confidence among the tourists also to stay in those locations. So these kind of aspects of branding, certification, and regulations, these are all areas, and the areas I mentioned before also, these are the things that will be covered in this tourism in policy. And as I said, the idea is to really give it a proper shape and ensure that we structure the entire sector in the process in which we move forward.